The problem with Nashville right now is songwriters are writing for other songwriters. And they're not writing for the listeners.
What do you mean by that?
Trying to impress, you're just trying to, every word and every phrase and everything needs to be so perfect and boom, boom, boom. And it's like,
and clever.
And it's like, dude, you're just writing for the guy in the room. The guy that's going to listen to this that lives in Arkansas isn't going to give a shit about that. I'm so tired of like, no, man, whoa, we said this word in the first verse. We can't say it over here. I'm like, why not? Yeah. And I was younger when I lost dad, like, you know, and that was, a lot of anger came from that. Being somebody people want to be around is so important as far as networking and just sending your career into a chance that might work. You got to be someone people want to surround themselves with. That's going to get you further than being a great guitar player that's an asshole or a great singer that just nobody wants to be around. None of that matters. Everyone in town's great. Everybody can play.
If you've been listening to this podcast for a while, it's never been about chasing clicks, okay? We started this podcast because we genuinely wanted to create conversations that help people feel less alone, conversations about life, creativity, business, healing, faith, mental health, purpose, what it takes to keep going in all kinds of industries, music. For almost 3 years now, my wife and Haley and I have poured everything into this, financially, emotionally, mentally, all of it. Lots of sleepless nights, lots of teeth grinding. I lost my mouth guard. Honestly, we never really asked our audience for help before, and it's a little uncomfortable because we've never done a Patreon, we've never put episodes behind paywalls, we've tried to keep showing up and making the best conversations we possibly can, but right now we're in a huge transition. We have to leave this current space, and we're building a new home for the podcast. We're going to own it, and the good news is it has the potential to help us create even better conversations and reach even more people and get out more content. And the hard part is it's very expensive. Soundproofing, furniture, lighting, another camera for a wider cinematic shot, audio treatment, production gear, editing costs, all the behind the scenes stuff that you don't always see when you watch or listen to an episode. And because the podcast has always been a labor of love, we simply can't do it alone anymore. So if this podcast has encouraged you, if it's helped you through something, if it's helped you think differently or just made you feel understood and educated you, we'd be incredibly grateful if you consider supporting what we're building. There's a GoFundMe link in the description below. You can go to gofundme.com/Stephan, Stephan, Hogan Podcast. That's Stephan, not Ian. Hogan Podcast. Every single contribution helps us continue creating conversations that matter, and more than anything, thank you for believing in what we're building here. Now let's get into today's episode with Mitchell Tenpenny. My guest today is Mitchell Tenpenny, one of the biggest modern hit makers in country music.
Starting off with a lie. I love it.
A multi-platinum artist, songwriter, and performer from Nashville whose voice and songwriting have made him one of the genre's most recognizable stars. He has surpassed 2.5 billion global on-demand streams, scored 3 #1 country radio singles with Drunk Me, which was a song I streamed to death.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Wow.
Yeah, all your streams are probably from me.
Well, thank you.
Next, #1, Truth About You, and then At the End of a Bar, and earned major award nominations from the ACM Awards, CMA Awards, and CMT Music Awards. He has performed on the ACMs, the CMAs, The Tonight Show, starring Jimmy Fallon, Watch What Happens Live, and Today. And he has shared stages with artists including Jason Aldean, Luke Combs, Kane Brown, Luke Bryan, Jordan Davis, and Chris Young. His third studio album, The Third, marked his most personal chapter yet. His latest single, Speed of Light, arrives in a season that feels even more meaningful now as he and his wife, Megan Patrick, are expecting their first child, a baby girl.
Yeah.
On top of all that, his Tenpenny Fund has raised more than $500,000 to support families affected by cancer. Mitchell, thanks for being here.
Man, thanks for having me. Thanks for making me feel cool. The best thing there is the daughter, though. I'm so excited about that. That's truly something I cannot wait for, and we've wanted a long time.
I'm curious what it did to you, what changed in you the moment you found out.
I mean, I think I'm still, in a way, processing that. I mean, you said you have a 3-year-old, you said, and I'm sure there's layers to the change. I mean, at first, it's like this overwhelming feeling. Then there's this relief. It's something you've wanted, but then thought it wasn't going to happen. And then right now we're just in that, just praying every day that everything's healthy. Everything comes out like, great and healthy. The baby's good and mom's good. And so there's a little bit of that fear in it too, but I think it's just not going to hit me until day of. My brother just had his, and it's kind of the same way. We've talked a lot about it. I think it's one of those things where, when you see that miracle and you hold it, I think it's going to change everything.
Oh, it's going to change.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when Haley was pregnant, it was that, like, it's almost like it's exciting for sure.
Yeah.
But until the baby pops out, I remember when the baby came out, I saw its head and I thought its head was a certain size, was actually way bigger, and it came out and it was like an alien, dude. It freaked me out, man.
My brother said quite the same thing. So
yeah, dude.
I'm interested for that part.
Yeah, it's an interesting part for sure. Dude, what feels less important to you now? Is there anything that just feels less important?
I used to struggle with feeling like I'm letting everybody down if I don't keep up with everybody all the time, or if I'm not, just being present. And it's just, that took a lot for me to back off of and come up with a different perspective on it and be like, it's okay to be, to know each other. And then when you pass, to be polite, but like, I can't, with my time off, be going down and hanging out with somebody every weekend that, truly don't know super well. And that's something that I've kind of refocused and how to deal with, for sure.
If we back up to you being signed at Riser House, this was, how many years ago was that? 9
years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. And even before that, it was kind of starting. I met my investor early on, and we were doing things before the entity of Riser House was created. And doing like indicator radio stations where me and one of my best friends, Brad Clausen, would rent a car and just go drive to these, mobile homes with an antenna and just be playing our songs and trying to get our songs on the radio in whatever small town we could be in. And that was a lot of fun, to be honest, just knowing absolutely nothing. But it's, I'd say 9 years since Riser House first signed, but before that, probably about 10 or 11.
So many people I talked to on this podcast have gone through the journey, that you've gone through.
Sure.
And so many of them echo that sentiment of the people pleasing, or like, hey, they're going to try to, certain people will want to shape you a certain way. The first song you come out with is going to set a precedence for who you are.
Yeah.
Like Charlie Worsham a while ago said, I don't remember exactly how he worded it, but basically, if you don't know who you are, people might invent a version of you, and you might not like that version that people invent.
Super real.
What for you was a moment where you were like, I don't think I need to listen to everybody anymore?
It's kind of a combination of all of it, man. I think, like I said, just getting exhausting. It gets exhausting when you're just like looking around and you're like, man, I'm doing a lot over here and not getting the return. And it just kind of all hits at once. You're like, maybe I should just surround myself with the core people that make me happy, make me feel like myself. I never had a problem knowing what I wanted to do as an artist. I never had someone, there were people that try, to reshape the sound or reshape something if it's not working in the moment, but I never had a problem of what I wanted to do. I'm pretty stubborn like that, but which was good for me. I kind of grew up in the business, and I knew that what Charlie said to be true before I even got to do it. So it's kind of something that was always in the forefront of my mind is, you need to be steadfast in what you want to do. Otherwise, you will get run over, and it will be not a lot of fun. But a million other things surround that you got to figure out that you had no clue about. And, I think we're still learning. I'm still learning every day, but I have learned that like the ride or dies are the most important thing in the world to me. And that's what I want to devote my time to. And again, I am the kind of person, I love to people please. I love to pump people up. Like, I love to get people fired up. I love to see a light in people's eyes when you do that, when you encourage or, just make them think that they can do it. Like I do love that. But, sometimes with that comes like all of a sudden they start clinging to you. I want more of that. And you're like, man, I got to spend time with my wife today. I got to spend time with this. Like, I can't come back out to the bar and do that. I meant what I said when I said it, but that doesn't mean that we're going to hang out every Friday because spread myself too thin when I do that.
You say you want a life less stressful.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we could all agree with that.
Yeah, for sure.
I definitely.
I create a lot of the stress myself. I will admit that all day long.
How so?
I have a lot of expectations for myself and for what I do and who I am and and just what I want to accomplish. And I have visions in my head that the timelines don't always work out the same way. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they're faster than I thought. And I don't know. I just got a lot going on up there that I try to compartmentalize, and I'm learning different ways to do that. And it's been really good.
Is there a Who I Am Mitchell Tenpenny that's the brand, and then a Who I Am Mitchell Tenpenny that's the husband at home?
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely me, but there's part of it that's the brand that you sell. I don't venture off too far from what I do, though. I have my limits. I do want to be me, and I want to be perceived as authentic because that's the most important thing in the world to me. But, when you're selling a product, you're selling music, sometimes you got to do something that is a little bit more brand focused, especially in this world where we have so much coming at us all the time. And like we were talking about earlier, like thumbnails and stuff, what is going to grab the attention? I think that's the part of me that thinks of the brand. But as far as my music and who I am on stage and when I talk to people at meet and greets, like I'm me. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it if I wasn't. It would drive me absolutely nuts. The imposter syndrome is something that I've always struggled with, and I just cannot fake something like that. You'd see it a mile away. I mean, I'm not capable of that. I'm just not good at it.
What year was your first number one?
2018. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm terrible with dates. I don't remember anything.
Okay. Roughly around then.
Yeah.
We'll say that as a number. So
yeah. And it, our first song, our first try at it, and kind of puts a weird perspective in your head. You're like, oh man, this could be an easy road. Here we go.
So what was it like? So this is what I'm curious about, man, because that thing hit number one. It was playing on every radio station and playlist, and you're like mountain topping, essentially. What happens after that? Is it like, now that I have the number one, I got to get to the next one? Is it now number one chasing?
Yeah, it's just like, I don't want to be the one that you get one and you don't get the other. And then now you got this real expectation in your head of, all right, now we got a business and we got a business model and we have to make this much a year to keep this business going. And if I don't write this song, or if it doesn't do well, then that affects everybody else besides me, just me. And it becomes the music business. It's not the music anymore. And so you start listening to other people, you start listening to other people's opinions more. You forget the reason you were there in the first place and why they wanted to sign you. You start thinking too business, like you know too much at that point. And the music can sometimes reflect that. And I think just the passion reflect, you kind of lose that spark for a minute because you're chasing something again. Before you get it, it's like you don't know that you need it. You just want it. After you get it, then you need it again. Otherwise, you're gone. And it's a tough thing when it's your livelihood. And so you start balancing all that together, and that's a lot of clutter in your mind if you're trying to write a song. It's just a lot to think about when you should be thinking about the song.
Yeah, it's like having a freaking chain around your neck.
Sure, yeah.
Because you're writing a song, but you're not writing a song to write. Like when you wrote, it's Drunk Me. Mm-hmm. You probably weren't thinking about the business model as much as you were just thinking about writing a great song.
Yeah, no, I was more in the songwriter headspace, that I'm always a songwriter first, pitching it. I thought Blake Shelton was going to do that song. Like I love songwriting for other artists. And I was just thinking, I was writing something that was personal to my life, but I didn't have a clue what that song would do. And, it just ended up back in my arms because we signed a record deal and we needed a song. And I needed something that sounded different. I went back in and put my voice on it. Songwriter Justin Wilson, I wrote it with him and Jordan Schmidt. Justin sung that demo and he crushed it. His voice was awesome. And I just sounded so good. And I remember being like, man, I don't even want to attempt this song because he sounds so good on it. But I remember singing it. My producer, Jordan, he said, let's do this one. We sung it. I came back in and listened. I was like, I don't know if it's good or bad, but I know it's different. And if we're going to stand a chance at this thing that we just signed, it's got to sound different. And so we went with that song, and I did not write it for me. Like never, that was not in my mind when we were writing that song, but it's crazy how it kind of finds its way, I guess.
What about the other two number ones? Were those same kind of mindset?
Yeah. End of a Bar was written for Chris Young, and he was, I wrote that song for him. And that day he was kind of sick. He's like, buddy, you mind going in and singing the demo? And I was like, dadgummit, man. Sure. And like just because I didn't want him to be like, oh, now it's your song. And like, so I went in there and I sung it as hard as I possibly could. Cause I wanted Chris, I know Chris. And I wanted to be like, all right, now I want to go put my own vocal on it because I want to, you know, kind of competing back and forth as friends. And it kind of worked out for that. I mean, he called me the next week. Can I put my vocal on it? I was like, absolutely. And then he called and was like, man, would you want to, another week goes by, would you want to do it together? And I was like, sure, man. And then another week goes by. I think it's going to be, I'm going to put it on the record. And then it's going to be my single. And it just kept kind of, you know, stepping stones from that. And it was so cool. But it was originally, I wasn't going to sing on it. I wasn't going to be a part of it. All of it was his. It just kind of worked out to do it together at the end. And that vocal is what I sung that day. I never went back and sung it because I tried to give it everything I had.
That's awesome. Dude, yeah, you got, how many octaves can you sing?
I don't know. It depends.
Is it like 3.5?
Depends on the day. Yeah, 3.5.
It's a lot, dude.
Yeah,
like the emotion that you get out of your voice.
Thank you,
man. Is crazy to me.
Thank you, man.
I'm like, dude, I wish I had a voice that could be down here and then be like, whoosh, and then screaming like a tube amp and it breaks up and it's smoky. It's very unique. Which is a thing. Like, there's a lot of like great singers. You watch The Voice or whatever. There's great singers, but there's not great artists. But you're one of them, man.
And thank you for saying that.
Yeah,
I don't joke. I'm not a trained singer. I don't know how to sing properly, and so like I have set myself up where like it's something I worry about all the time is losing my voice and keeping my voice healthy. Because of the way I sing like that, you know, I just imitated people I heard on the radio or in records and kind of came up with my own voice, whatever happened after puberty and singing. And but yeah, it scares me. I can't, you know, 3 shows in a row is a lot. That's like kind of my limit. And I got to take care of that because like I don't know professionally how to sing.
Yeah.
I'm not a trained singer. And so it's one of those things where I've taken lessons, I've tried to learn, but when I sing the right way, it doesn't sound like me. And it doesn't have that timbre and it doesn't have that. And there's that side of like, I don't want to over sing and damage something, but if I sing the right way, it doesn't sound like me.
Yeah. Like so diaphragmatic, through your stomach.
I'm learning like this new way. I've actually, the last week, I felt really good on the road through 3 shows. And it's been a long time that I felt really good. And just worked a lot with my in-ears and just being able to hear myself instead of trying to, you know, really overpower. Because I get excited on stage and, you know, the best feeling in the world is if somebody's singing back your song. And so you start over singing and it's one of those things where I'm just trying to take a breath, relax, try to be in the moment and don't, you know, overdo it. And I'm learning that as we go, but last week felt really good. Honestly, first time in a long time, like mentally, because that's such a thing that plays on you mentally when your voice isn't there where you want to be.
Let's say you're backstage. Yeah. You're going to go on. Everybody's there to see you. You're headlining because you have this headlining tour.
Yeah.
And they're there to see you. And I'm curious what is going through your head before you go out there. Is it like, man, I hope my voice holds up? Is it
every time?
Don't oversing. Is that the resounding voice?
Every time. There's never been a show in the last 6 years of my life where I've truly just been like, I can't wait to get out on stage because it's just going to be great. It's always a fear of, man, I just want to make sure that I can give them what they're here for. And I hate that. And so I'm really working on, like I said, like I really feel good about last week. Like I'm doing something, warming up better. Like that makes me mentally feel so much better and have so much more fun on stage. I mean, I've gotten to play incredible venues, like where should be looking around, enjoying every moment. And I'm just worried, am I going to be able to sing tomorrow? And I hate that. And so it's just taken a lot of toll over the years mentally of like, man, this is your job. It's what you do. You sing. You should enjoy singing. And so I'm like trying to figure out a way to sustain that for you know, the rest of my life. And I think I'm on the right path now, but it's a scary thing. It's a real thing. And I mean, And a lot of singers don't talk about that. It's true. It's just something you have to deal with. If you lose, I mean, on this tour, we had to cancel. Well, we moved the show. First time in my entire career because my voice was gone. And I was sick. I was super sick, but I woke up the morning, I couldn't talk. I've never canceled a show for my voice. And like that was, I hated that. Like that was tough. So trying to make sure that doesn't ever happen again. You know, we can't control when we get sick and stuff, but I hated that.
Yeah, you're human.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
And I think people understand it too. I've heard John Mayer talk about this, and I'd like to get your take on it.
Yeah.
So he's like performing, he's on stage, and in his mind, he's like, you just sung that note a little flat, or like you could have played that a little better. Yeah. So there's this inner dialogue the entire show. Yeah. Meanwhile, people are out there listening and have no idea that you're doing all this little like tactical calculation in your mind to be able to like make things go right.
Yeah.
And what's going on in your head during that?
I think it would be so fascinating if, well, first off, I'm a massive John Mayer fan. So I would love if there was a way to hear that dialogue. I would love for people to hear my dialogue. It is, you would never in a million years think that's what's going on. I don't watch a lot of stuff. I do like rewatch, like for music videos, I'll watch and say, there it is. I don't like, or people YouTube videos. Like I don't watch a lot of stuff. After I've done it, I've done it. It's just kind of how my brain works. But I've been going back and watching shows so I can kind of get in the mindset of what they're actually seeing, because what I'm saying in my head and what I think is going on is nothing like the video I see when I look back on it. And I'm just constantly.
So what are you saying in there?
Every like you said, that's a big one. Like I missed that note. I could have gone there. Okay, my voice is here. I know I'm looking down the set list. I got 2 songs. I got a song that's in freaking E. And I'm like, okay, so I need to make sure I get through this next song here. I be present enough. I'm gonna have to change a melody on this next song. I'm already thinking about the song ahead to get to the next song after that of how I need to sing this so that my vocal's there, which side of the stage I'm gonna be on when I do it, how am I hold my mic and cover it up if what, just a million different things. Then somebody will hold a sign up or they'll hold up a phone with something. Then I read that and I forget where my lyrics are. Like I'm always worried about forgetting my lyrics. I'm terrible. I need to just do the screen, the prompter. I need to do it. But like, there's part of me that's like, nope, that's cheating. Don't use the prompter. But there's a million things going on in my head, but especially with guitar playing too. Like I pride myself in being able to play guitar. Like I love guitar. That's my first instrument. And I can play guitar. And if I miss a note, if I didn't bend it quite high enough, I'm like, they hate me. They know I suck. Like immediately in my head, it's like, they don't even hear that generally, unless you're a guitar nerd or something. But just the massive, I'm beating myself up on stage, I guess, the whole time.
So when you come off, are you exhausted?
Yeah, it's such a funny thing. The weight of the world feels like it's lifted off your shoulders when I get off stage. It's almost like, and I hate saying this because it's not like I don't love it. I do, but it's almost like, thank God that's over. Even though that was amazing. It's because the whole time I'm just wanting to give them what they paid for instead of enjoying myself, what I'm doing as well. So when I walk up, when I finally hit that last note and I hold the guitar up and cheers, there is this massive amount of weight lifted off of me. That's just like, whew, that's all right. We did it. We did it. On to the next thing. And I don't think that's necessarily bad. I think that you should want to be great the whole time, but I think there's a balance that can be found. But I've talked to a billion artists. They all do that on stage. It's kind of part of it. It's like, I'm sure if, people that act on Broadway are thinking the same thing. If you're putting on a performance, that's the deal. It's different than hanging around a bonfire. I'll miss a note. Who cares? We're having fun. But when you're doing the show, it's the show. And that's how my mind thinks about it. And, but I would like to find some, medium there.
Yeah, where you can go out and just care less.
I would love to care less. I think that's a good goal. And I think that would bring back a lot of the early being in bands, being a kid, falling in love with music, wanting that. I think caring less would bring back a lot of that joy in there as well.
I'm curious about the business stuff that you had mentioned, because people are like kind of naive. I think that we moved to Nashville being like, man, I'm going to be a songwriter. I'm going to write hits.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to sell out the stadium, or whatever it is. Yeah. It's this blind optimism.
Sure. Yeah. I think that's needed though at the beginning.
So where does blind optimism and just creation and creativity turn into commerce? And then when the creation and commerce meet and come together, and you start getting involved in the business side, how can you walk us through that? Walk me through that, because I'm a little interested in that, because I think this is one of those things that the younger me or the younger you would be so naive to.
I don't think if I was able to go back and say, hey, watch out for this, watch out for that, I would do it. I'd still learn my lessons. That's just the stubbornness of the confidence, like you said, of just like, I'm here to do this. That was the plan. Like, there's not really a plan, but the plan is I'm here and I'm doing it. And like, whatever that looks like, I'm going to do it. And I don't think there's anything I could say to change anything that's happened. I think it all happens for a reason. I would just say, I would try to just say, enjoy the highs, quit thinking about the next thing. But I don't know if that's even possible. Like, it's such an awesome, utopian idea to be able to go back and say, yeah, enjoy the ride. But like, I don't know if that's possible when you're on the ride, man. Like, I'm worried if that roller coaster's going to snap in half at the top, man.
It's like the concert, dude. Enjoy it. But then you're like critiquing yourself the entire time. And like leading up to it, there's probably an anticipatory anxiety a little bit that's like,
sure,
don't suck.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's some nights where like you feel like I'm warming up and I feel great. And that does help. Like, I'm like, all right, I'm ready for this show. And those are awesome. But yeah. I mean, it's not, maybe there's something happening at home with family. Like, there's something else. Like there's a million things going through my mind up there that's not just necessarily what you're seeing from the state or from the ground. And it's that's just part of being human, I think, man. My brain goes everywhere. Like, I'll see somebody in the crowd and then I'll start thinking of something just completely different while I'm singing a song. And it's like, that's happening, but that is not what's happening up here. And it's wild. Cause I'll go back and think on it. I'll see like a yellow shirt and I'll start thinking of like my dad's old yellow MG, like, or something like a car. I don't know why it does that, but like something's going on here. It's like autopilot. And then I'm completely over here in another world. And I've caught myself doing that so many times, like, get back, zoom back in, here we go. But I don't know. That's just the way I am. It's my brain. I don't know.
Yeah. You mentioned your dad. How old are you when your dad passed?
I was out of call. I was living in call. I think I was 24-ish.
Okay.
It's weird. See, the timelines, I'm terrible. Dude, I gotta go look. I try to it's all part of a line for me. I'm terrible at going back at ages. Like, I have so many friends that can just tell them exactly what they were, what month. I guess that shows the industry and how I think about it too. My brain is just like on to the next thing, man. Even when dad died, I was just like, it wasn't a moment where I'm like, I'm going to remember this date. I'm going to do this. Like, I have it in my calendar so that I can call mom and say, how you doing today? I won't remember it by myself.
Were you guys tight?
Yeah, we couldn't. My dad was the best in the world. I love my dad more than anything. But it's just how I handle that kind of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
My kids will never see my dad. Same with my brothers and, or any grandparents, they won't have any grandparents. They'll have one actually. But he's in Canada. And so, there's things that I think about like that. But my dad got to see when I was in bands, like he passed like right when I was just starting to get some traction. Like when the Warren brothers were riding with me and we were just about to go sign a publishing deal. Like, he got to see where it was headed. But yeah, I would have loved for him to see a number one, or play in a stadium, that kind of stuff for sure.
Yeah. Was your dad a big musical piece of your life?
Yeah. He played a little guitar. He would sing it and he wasn't great, but he just loved singing and playing Allman Brothers, Bee Gees. He'd just sit there and learn the chorus. Sorry, man. But yeah. He wasn't anything crazy, but he just loved it. And so, he would take me to shows and I was in like rock bands and screaming bands and stuff. And he would even take me to that, even though he hated that music. Like, he would go and watch that shit. And so I appreciated that. I wish he could have seen that. Hey, I didn't always do that. Like, I did other stuff. I started writing songs that you would like probably a lot better. But he never acted like he didn't. He was still there as a dad. Same with sports. He was there for every single thing I did. And yeah, but it's part of it. A lot of people lose their parents. I can't make that my story.
Yeah. And it's not a victim mentality. It's just part of the journey.
Yeah.
And then there's a resilience and a whole shift of your view of the world that comes out of that too. For me, it did. I know for me, I'm like, you know what? Like, what's actually important,
right?
Versus what you thought was important, and then there's a whole new layer of that having the baby. Like, once you get to know her,
sure, yeah. And I mean, that's what I'm excited for. Yeah, I mean, I'm craving that next chapter, and I can't wait for it. And yeah, and I was younger when I lost dad, like, and that was a lot of anger came from that, where like I can handle loss a little better now, as I'm older and things that happen,
Dude, how do you deal with the anger part, bro? Because like my dad died a year ago, January, and like you, like my dad was my biggest supporter. Like same exactly what you said. Music. My dad played guitar.
Yeah, nice.
He got me into it. Sports. He came to all the games and the practices, and in Little League was like one of the assistant coaches or whatever,
Well, he tried to coach me once. It didn't work out when we were kids.
Dude, we butted heads a lot.
But he tried,
But I find myself, I don't know, Haley, you could talk about, you could agree with me that like there's a lot of anger that I have. I think other people probably experience it. You just said you had it. Is that something you ride out, or is that something that you feel like you learn to deal with?
You could try to ride it out, but it's going to come out. I mean, that's just the way it is. That's part of being, trying to hold everything in. It's just never going to work.
Because it comes from sadness, right? Doesn't it?
No
hurt?
Doubt. Yeah.
Hurt or sadness?
Yeah. Anything. I mean, everybody's got their own stories, trauma. There's no comparing each other's stuff, but it's like bundling it all up never works. And this industry is such an easy way to like bury that with drinking and drugs and all kinds of crap. And it's just not healthy. And as you get older and you find people that you want to confide in, and like, it's just a recipe for disaster. Therapy, I believe in it now. It's great. It's a great thing. And it's not necessarily having to go to an actual therapist. Like having great friends around you to be able to communicate with is great therapy as well. But I think just communicating. I think just being a stubborn man, the way I was raised, granddad, military, just dad, like all the crap he dealt with, I never saw it, but I know it came out in other ways. And so I think it's important to acknowledge that and realize that and change and find a healthier way to be angry.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's a weird juxtaposition, a healthier way to be angry, but I find myself in it. But now you get to be a parent and like figure out, what kind of dad do I want to be?
Right.
And
that's
it's, man, the dad I thought I wanted to be versus what I have to deal with a stubborn 3-year-old boy, dude, is very different, man. I'll say that.
I believe it. I believe it.
But it's great, man. I'm stoked for you. And to find that out, when I found that out, I was like, it's the greatest gift, man.
I truly can't wait. Like I'm ready for it. I want to meet her now. So
I'm sure everybody's talking to you about it and asking you about it, man, because it's one of those things that I guess everybody, that's the most non-political thing ever. Like everybody can be excited about a baby.
Yes, it's one of
the
last remaining like non-political things. Sure, I'll go there with you. Yeah,
yeah, dude.
I think it's a great thing to have.
Artists, managers, labels. Are you looking for a high quality, affordable merch item your biggest fans will actually buy? Custom branded merch guitars from the Graphic Guitar Guys are one of the highest grossing tour products, often second only to t-shirts with 300 to 400% markups. They're an easy way to brand specific tours, albums, or a special project, and not offering them leaves real money on the table at any career level. With unbeatable pricing, top-tier quality, fast turnaround times, and hands-on customer service, the Graphic Guitar Guys work with everyone from stadium acts to bands touring in a van. Do yourself or your artist a favor and see what the Graphic Guitar Guys can do for you. If you've ever wondered why you see that little Frenchie in every episode of my podcast, it's there for a reason. What I care about here is real conversation, real people, and real human connection. That's why partnering with Studio Bank made sense to me. Their mission is to empower creators. And they say that little Frenchie's more than just a logo. It's smart, active, adaptable, and a natural companion. Sophisticated, but not pompous. Rare and one of a kind. That felt like a real fit for this podcast and this show and what I'm all about. And if you're around Music Row, you've probably heard of Studio Bank or know someone that bangs with them. And there's a reason for that. They set out to rethink the typical experience, put people at the center of it, infuse innovative technology with genuine hospitality. Their whole idea is to be uncommonly modern and surprisingly human. That's a big part of why I'm proud to partner with them. They do not make you feel like a number. You get real people, real support, and a team that actually cares about what you're building, whether that's your business, your family, or your future. They also offer immediate ATM fee reversal at any ATM machine in the entire world. That's why a lot of my friends that are on the road bank with them. Visit studiobank.com or call 615-338-9998. Let them know Stephan Hogan sent you and see how Studio Bank can serve you today. Studio Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Everyone should have more babies.
I think
that's what I'm titling this podcast.
100%. Yes, absolutely.
Everyone should have more babies.
Absolutely. And I've got a little practice with my nieces and my nephew, and I've just loved, I love kids. I love teaching. People ask if I want to do music, what I do. I'd love to be a coach for youth. Like, I would love that. Like that. I enjoy seeing people light up and accomplish things they didn't know they could do. They just need a little push behind them. Like I love that. So I'm excited about that part of being a father.
Yeah.
Whatever that looks like, whatever she wants to do. I don't care. I won't push her in any way, but whatever she's going towards, I'm going to pump her up. I'm going to get her, ready to go for it.
What's, something that you don't want her to have to experience that you experienced?
Man, I don't know. I just feel like everything that's happened to me is for a reason, to be honest. I don't even know. Like, I want to protect her from cell phones, to be honest.
That's us.
I mean, that's like, as far as a tangible thing, can't protect her from people. You can't protect her from heartache. You can't protect her from these things. That's real stuff. I can't protect her for that. But these stupid things, I think I can find a way. These screens that are just killing everybody. Like, I want to figure out a way. I don't want her to be like the weird kid in class and the only one that doesn't have technology, but I don't want her living through this with these fake expectations and just rotting brain. I just hate it. I think it's completely ruining our world. And I'm in a content driven business. I get it. Dude. Like, I totally get it.
But when you started off,
it wasn't like that.
It was not like that, dude. No. So you're part of the group of people that got in under the wire.
Yeah.
And then you had to adapt. How do you deal with it now? Because I'm
still adapting, man.
Like, do you have someone that posts for you? Do you post and ghost?
Yeah.
What do you like? How does it work?
Yeah, I'm between Allie and Kristen. Allie does so much for posting on time, and just trying to come up with content that feels not, icky and gross and just
clickbait, cringe,
and, trying to find authentic stuff. And like we've talked, I think for me, it's like, let's just pick a day and create a lot of content and then we can release it throughout, because I don't like to think every move I make be like, oh, that should be filmed. That could be a TikTok opportunity. That's not a life I want to be a part of or live. I make that very clear. I don't want every moment that I'm enjoying in life to be like, man, I should film this now instead of being present. But I do think it's important. I think we should be able to do it. And so I think for me and moving forward, I like the content days. Like, let's create stuff. Let's think about it almost as a songwriter. Let's go into a room and let's write and do something, get it done. And then that gives you time to live until the next one. But like living life, thinking about, I got to film every second of it, it's not anything that I want to be a part of.
Word. That's how I feel. I'm in a world like you where it's like content is king.
Yeah, I get it.
And everyone's competing for attention. And it's yucky, dude.
It's just fake. It's fake validation, man. Like I believe you need to talk to humans face to face and go to losers after a write and communicate with people instead of just diving into a phone and just watching what everybody is faking that they did today. Like it's just not, I don't like that kind of world, man. I like human interaction and learning and how to actually react to someone saying something in front of you, because you got to react quick. like you don't have to react to anything if nobody can see you. So I don't think it does really good for us as far as that human connection. I think we're losing that quickly. And that's the one thing I would want to protect my daughter from.
Do you feel the human connection in the show?
Yes, man, I do. I'm a crier. I tear up. I get emotional. I cry happy, all the time. Like I'm a happy crier. and
I wish I was that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird.
Nice.
It's weird.
Sounds
like
fun.
I'll cry with my friends. I'm a happy crier. And I tear up at shows all the time. When I see somebody singing back a lyric with their eyes closed and they're just in the moment and you're like, dude, I wrote that in a little room, man. Like I have no idea that it would at least make that impact on you. That means so much to me. And, or when they're crying, when I play a song about losing dad, like, or losing somebody, or a bucket list is a big one for us that I constantly get people, almost like they're in church. And it's just like, that's really cool. And it strikes a chord for me emotionally for sure.
Yeah, because the humanity is there in the live show. Because I think about this, and I actually feel like music, live music, art, humanity is the safest of jobs.
Yeah,
moving forward in this world where everybody doesn't really know what's going to happen, but is afraid of it and freaked out. And they're all like, AI this, AI that. And I feel like the more brain rot and then creates lonely. Mm-hmm. Lonely creates hunger for connection.
Sure.
And then we need the connection in a healthy way. The show is a connection, like going and being with a group of people that are singing the lyrics to a song.
Yeah, we'll seek that out as humans.
It's a hedge. Yeah. It's like your job is so protected, and I feel like songwriters too, even though there's all these like people freaking out about it.
We'll figure out a way. We always do. I mean, when the iPod was invented, we were stressing just as much. I wasn't at the age or in the industry yet, but my grandmother was, and I remember the panic in her voice, hearing, how are we going to make money if people aren't buying mechanical, physical copies anymore? Like, and they figured it out just fine. So I'm not necessarily worried about that. We saw it after COVID, like humans, they crave community. They came back full force into shows, almost to a point where we went a little ahead of ourselves, where we started doing all these stadium shows. And now it's like, oh, well, that maybe we got a little crazier. Let's back it back down. And I think it always just comes back around. It's always rotating. And, AI might take a minute for it to catch back up, but humans crave community. They're going to want that. And they come back to it. And I think just like a church or a live performance, like for me, going to shows as a kid was my escape. I'm here with my people, man. We're watching these bands, and I think that'll never leave. Dude.
Yeah. Yeah. And your phone, if you had one, was a dumb phone.
It's fun to think of because like I wasn't, when I was growing up, falling in love with bands, going to shows all the time, there wasn't this. I mean, we didn't have that. And so there wasn't, you watched the whole show. Like I have memories of the whole shows in my head on what they were wearing, like just how they moved. Like when they were like, one of my favorite bands, Under Oath, like I would just stare at the keyboard player all night long just because he had the most energy of the entire band. And I just like, this wasn't in front of you. It was just heads. Sometimes they're taller dudes, but you know, like I didn't have that yet. Now it's just, you get these hands up and these phone lights and it's, it's cool. It's like cool, but like, dude, just enjoy the moment, man. You're never going to go back and watch that crap you just filmed on your phone. Like I don't.
Yeah. I'm very intentional about not pulling out the phone at a concert. I might like take one picture and then I put it away.
Yeah, sure. As a memory. Oh man, I remember that stage setup. Like I'll do it too, but I'm just saying like a constant filming of the entire thing.
100%.
It's like it doesn't bother me on stage. Like I'm not one of those artists like put your phone down. Like I'm not like that at all. Film all you want. It's your show. You're here. I'm not like that, but I'm just like, for me, I want to hear the songs. I want to fall in love with something that's happening over here and then immediately turn over here and look at the other, player playing. I don't know. I like to see it as like a movie. But
Under Oath was my jam.
Heck yeah, man. They're
Dude,
awesome.
Aaron just signed with Leslie DiPiero's company.
Yep.
I wonder what he's up to, what he's doing. I don't know.
Oh, he's great. We write all the time. He's awesome. He's writing country music. We put out a song together last year, me, him, and or 2 years ago, maybe. I don't know. On my record, I did it with Under Oath. I got to scream with Spencer and had Aaron. We did a whole music video. It was the first time I wrote with Aaron, probably 4 years ago or so. I remember I got in the room and I said, look, we just got to get this out of the way. If you catch me staring at you, like, I promise I'm not weird. And after the day, we'll be boys. But like, you're one of my heroes in music, dude. Like, I played drums in a bands because of you. Like, I wanted to, and he's so kind about it, and, you know, and does his Aaron thing. Now we're like super close friends. We text all the time, and it's just weird because that was like one of my biggest influences as a kid to play music and start bands was that band and him. And to get to do something with him and that was really cool for me, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, dude. Under Oath was my high school playlist too,
for sure.
Man. I was listening to it all the time and learning the chords and shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. What's the record with the mask on it? The like
only Chasing Safety.
Yeah, that was the one for me, man.
The other day we were writing, and I was like, that plaque is so sick. It's a silver record. He goes, they only gave us 10 of those. That's the original printing of that record. And he goes, you take it. And he handed it to me. I was like, there's no way I'm taking this, bro. He goes, no, put it in your studio. I know how much you love this record. During COVID, before I knew Aaron, he was making money drawing out the lyrics to like Reinventing Your Exit. And I bought them. I literally bought them. I sent a DM. I was like, man, I just like, can I get one of those? I sent him $100. And like, before I even knew him or anything. And I told him about that when we first met, and he just knows I'm a massive fan, and I will cherish that plaque forever, dude. It's going right up in my studio.
Oh, what a cool story, man.
Yeah, man.
That says a lot about the people in this business.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. And that's everything you want from your heroes, and then become your friends. It's like, that was one of the ones was like, I'm glad I met him, because sometimes you don't want to meet your heroes, but I'm glad I met them. And it's been an awesome inspiration for me the last few years to get that outlet out too, and to write that kind of music.
What are you most stoked on right now?
Well, besides the baby and all that, I'm stoked on, I've been really enjoying this headline tour. It's been a minute. We've been so blessed to open up for some of the biggest artists in the world and get to do all that, but there's nothing like headline tours. And I'm just stoked to keep it going. I've really had a lot of fun recently playing live music again. And again, it's not that I don't have fun. It's just, this is the most fun. When it's your crowd, your thing, you could do whatever you want. It's, that does help. And it's fun to be coming back around to that. So I'm stoked on that. But I think, dude, the biggest thing is I'm stoked on putting wallpaper up for a nursery and like doing that. That's a whole different thing. And then I got my studio. I've always dreamed of owning a studio like I'm building right now since I was a kid. I've built so many studios to the fact that I've met my investor building a studio, but I've never had one that I've always wanted. And we're about a month out on it, and I cannot wait to see what comes, creativity wise, and just new songs, everything from having my dream studio finally. I can't wait, man.
That's exciting. So in your house?
Yeah, separate. I built a barn dominium with a side, like all hang area, pool table, golf simulator, and then the studio's on the left side of it, control room, split with a drum room, like everything I've ever wanted. And we got, we can fish out there, we can go hunt, we can do whatever. I want people to come out and enjoy the day and let's write a song and create instead of just boxing ourselves in all the time. And
how many acres are you on?
10 acres, but backs out to, thousands of property that will never be sold. It's all woods. And I love it, man. So I'm really excited to see what comes out of that new space to create in.
That's so exciting. That's my dream. Cause we're on 6 acres and it all goes out.
Yeah.
To just land.
Yeah. I love it, man.
It's like 100+ acres of just whatever.
It's perfect.
And the guy that owns it hunts out on the land. But my barn dominium dream is like to have a podcast studio out there.
Sure. Yeah.
Something, same idea.
And I'm going to do something like that too, where you got a wall where I can do content, I want to make it where it's easy and organic and it just feels like you have every paintbrush you need in every color right at your hand.
Yeah.
Like I've always wanted
and it's
that.
Set up, ready to go.
Absolutely.
And you can record any time of day or night.
Anytime I want. Like that is something I've been wanting a long time, man, and finally getting to do it.
So when it comes to the creative process, like over the last 10 years, how has it changed for you? How do you go into songwriting? Do you feel like your blade's been sharpened on the songwriting end extremely to the point where you are like, I can craft a commercial hit song?
I think that, yeah, I mean, there's the formula that I definitely know well. And if everybody else lines up the right way, yeah, you can write a song today and put it in the right way. But it's going to take everybody doing that job. Like there's a million great songs, but you're never going to hear them. It takes the avenue and the lanes to get it out to the world in the correct way.
What is that? The avenue and the lanes?
I mean, well, a lot of it's money, priority, time. I mean, getting it into where people can hear it and hear it over and over instead of just swiping to the next song. Like you got to be on the front, like, playlisting, radio, like the things that really, just keep people attached. But also, if you're talking about the formula, that's what I'm saying. Like if you're writing for the formula, you need all that. If you're not writing for the formula and you just have something that's weird and crazy and it just will work organically, that's the dream, man. You don't need any avenue for that. That's the community talking and spreading the word like a virus in a good way.
That's America being the A&R.
That's right. And I want that again. That's what chose my song Truth About You. To be honest, the label did not like that song and they didn't think it was worth anything. And America said it was, and it became our single and went all the way to the top. And that was the power of social media during COVID. And so I don't hate it all, but there's no better feeling than the world picking it, not the label. Like that is way better as an artist. You feel a lot.
So you trust your gut. You trusted your gut and went with what you knew versus what they knew.
In that moment, yeah, because I didn't have anything to lose. They told us our jobs weren't important, not the label, the world, or they shut us down.
Yeah.
I had nothing to lose. I enjoy that nothing to lose mentality, staying naive, not knowing. I'm trying to go back to that as far as I can. I'm listening to old songs and being like, man, I remember I would never write that today because I'm not supposed to. But God, that was so cool. Let's do that again. Like the staying naive is important. It's very important to making great music, and that's what I want to do in my new studio. I want to be naive.
Can you destruct naive?
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
It's not knowing any better, no rules, but confident. Like going in saying, I got this, but then like the weight being too heavy. And so you just figure out a way to lift it. Maybe you grab, you get another guy to help you out or another friend, or you just figure out a way to get it done, but without the way it's supposed to be done. It's like I have a buddy, his name's Johnny. I love him. If we're working on a project together, we both want the same outcome, but he's in a completely different world of how to get there. And I'm over here. I think that's naive. I'm thinking of, okay, well, this is how the book would do it. And he's going to, take the longer route, but it's brilliant. And I love that. And that's how you are before you get signed and you get into the business. You're like, I don't know the right way to do this, but I'm going to get it done. And I think that's important, man. Got to get back to that.
I'm quite interested in that. I just had Rusty Gaston on from Sony.
Oh, he's awesome, man. Yeah.
And like they're a hit factory for, and so many writers writing every day on pub deals for years, thousands of songs. Mm-hmm. And I mean, you've been part of this industry, and the amount of songs you've written probably is you wouldn't even be able to know.
Yeah.
And there's that part of me that's very curious about the writing process where you're in a headspace where you're writing for someone else, or you're in a headspace where you're writing for yourself, or you're in a headspace where you're doing what you just talked about, which is try to lift some heavy weight. You don't even know how to like get it and be naive and write from a position of being naive. Because I think about, and you might agree with this, but like songs that I tried to write when I was like 15, they were the most pure songs I've ever written in my entire life.
Yeah.
And then something happens when you get to writing with a publishing deal, and then it completely changes. And now it's not this beautiful little naive thing where you don't know the rules.
Right.
You don't know. You're just like love and dove rhyme. And so I'm going to do that. Right.
Correct.
But, and
it's cool.
And it's cool, dude. And then you come over here and there's this like pendulum from like naive to commercial. And then all of a sudden you hit this one And it's almost like now it needs to swing back the other way.
Yeah.
And so how far between like the young versus the commercial hit are you? Where are you in that meter?
trying to go I'm trying to go the opposite way again. I think the problem with Nashville right now is songwriters are writing for other songwriters and they're not writing for the listeners.
What do you mean by that?
They're trying to impress, just trying to every word and every phrase and everything needs to be so perfect and boom, boom, boom. And it's like,
and clever.
And it's like, dude, you're just writing for the guy in the room. The guy that's going to listen to this that lives in Arkansas isn't going to give a shit about that. He's going to give a shit about the story. Excuse my language. Sorry. But I just like,
cuss all you want.
I'm so tired of like, no, man. Whoa, we said this word in the first verse. We can't say it over here. I'm like, why not? Or man, that's the same melody. I'm like, Iris is the same melody in the verse and the chorus. And you're telling me that song is not great? And I'd give up forever. And I don't want. It's the same melody. Yeah. It's just up an octave. And you're arguing me right now on something that feels great because the rules are you can't do the same melody twice. Why? There's 3 choruses. You're already doing it 3 times. I start arguing these days with people. I'm like, who told you that rule? This is frustrating. I don't like we're not writing a great song right now. We're writing a paper. Like you're writing a paper in English class. Like, let's write a song. And I'm tired. I'm really getting frustrated with that. So when you're asking like, are we writing for me or are we writing for somebody else? Like I can go with the artist, but if you're writing for me, why are you holding this up? That's not what I'm concerned with. That's not what translates to my fans. Like, stop. You're ruining the day.
So what are you looking for when you're writing for you?
Easy. I want it to be easy. I want it to flow and I want it to be done in 2 hours because those are the best songs. If we overthink it, I've already written every version of what you're thinking right now because I've been writing for 20 years of my life. It's not nothing's going to pop up that's going to be more clever. It's just going to be more just not great. Like, let's like how we're having a conversation right now. And they always say, yeah, what was your first guess? Put that down as your answer. Write that way again. That's how we were saying Dove rhymes with love. Like, just write it instead of sitting here writing for your other songwriters they're not going to buy your record. I think we got to relate again, man. And the formula really has gotten to me a lot over the last few years. It's just like, I've done it, tired of writing the same song every day. And so like, if I'm writing for me, I'll just grab my best friends because then I can be the most vulnerable. I do love writing with new people I've never written with. I do love that because you get something you don't never had. And sometimes you work out and they become your new people you want to write with all the time. But hopping into a room with 3 new people and they're like, all right, what do you need today? I don't need you today. Like I don't need you for me today. All hominess aside, I need you to want to write a great song today too. And I'll cut that if it feels like me or we'll pitch it. But I hate the box of what do you need today? It's like, what do you mean? I don't understand that. Like, I don't, if you're an artist that needs that today, yeah, I don't know.
It's like there's these unspoken rules in Nashville songwriting. And I've experienced this because I would say I'm on the greener side of the songwriting thing. And so if I go in and I get paired up on co-writes at some publishing company, it's like these guys will be like, yeah, I could see why that song that you wrote wasn't commercial. And then if we rewrite it, then it all of a sudden has these like rules that you're talking about in it.
Sure.
And like clever things and all this stuff. And it to me is like, okay, cool. And then I send it back to the same publisher that said it wasn't whatever. Yeah. And then they're like, yeah, I don't, it doesn't hit me or whatever. And it's like one person's opinion.
Yeah.
And I've sent the same song to 5 publishers before and got 5 different answers and 5 different opinions. And we're in such an opinion-based industry. And you talked about following your gut and fighting the label, or maybe not fighting, but disagreeing with them on what's going to go to radio, what's going to be your number one, which is, it was a number one. So I guess that all comes to people just want something that's authentic and they can see through.
They can see through it. And if you're passionate about as an artist, it's going to sell better because they're going to see your passion. Like I said, if that song you sent, if Luke Combs sung it, it's going to be a hit because he's going to make you believe it. If Shay Mooney sang it, it's going to sound like, it's not about the song. It's just about, do you want to ride with me? Do you want to come ride with me? Let's take this, hop in on, let's take this drive together. But everybody wants an opinion, acting like they're the reason the song works. The song works if you force it to work. You can do it that way too, but also it works if people believe the singer's singing it. And so like the conversation, well, this verse could change here. This like, what are you talking about, dude? Like if a great artist sung this, it would work no matter what. So like, like just if somebody believes in a song, let's go with that. That's your best tool, is having the artist believe in something.
This is legalities, but I'm like, hearing you talk about that makes me feel like you got this Rick Rubin vibe about you or something. And I'm like, there's almost a love of music for the sake of love of music, not trying to chase something, but like, think about the audience last, think about you first.
I try to do both, man, because I do want the audience to experience something fun. And I'm not the kind of writer where it's like everything's metaphor. You can take it however you want it. Like I like to write, like, here's the story. And sometimes you can be like, oh, this can mean 1 to 2 things, but it means 1 to 2 things.
So you like it literal.
I don't like it's not, I'm saying I like it. There's great songs that are abstract that I do love, but
you're not going full Bob Dylan over here.
Yeah, right. Yeah. We the way, and I'm just like, I love
the clothes.
Yeah, I like
sky.
I like literal. I like produced music. I like. It's just what I like. It's what I like to write, and that's not a right or wrong way. Other people do great things, but that's just. I want to make there should be no doubt what I'm talking about when it comes from me. Like, where the story is. And I've written all over the spectrum, man. I mean, I've tried everything, formula to wacky, and just throwing mud on the wall, see what sticks. But
what's the song you're most proud of?
Well, it's hard not to say though. Something like "Drunk Me," where you take a risk on that, and you say, "This is my song," and it changes your life. But I think from like proud of are the ones that are really about me. Like "Walk Like Him" is about my dad, losing my dad. "Mama Raised the Hell on Me" is about my mom. Like the personal ones that are truly about me, I'm glad that I got those out, because there's a lot of me that doesn't want to release those songs because it's like, well, nobody's going to relate to that because it's not their dad, it's not their mom. But I'm massively surprised that those are the ones that are most relatable. I think people insert themselves into whatever scene it is. It doesn't have to be, specific, like their life. To me, all it takes is one lyric in a song, and I love the song. Like if that one lyric was a part of my life, then I love the song. The whole rest of the song doesn't have to match up to my life. And so I remind myself of that sometimes. I'm like, just write what feels right.
Because we all like to put ourselves in the song.
Yeah.
And a good song makes you see yourself.
I know, man. I used to love daydreaming to songs. Like I'd create a movie in my head where you're the hero and you're just like, you're walking around like, and everybody's watching you on the TV screen with that song in the background music. Like I used to think that way, and that's how I like to write songs, almost cinematically. It's a weird way to put it, but that's like even Under Oath. Like I'd picture myself being like, oh my gosh, we got to go save the world. Here we go, and that song's in the background, and all the drum hits and stuff. Or you like, I just see that. I see the full vision of the songs that way, and it makes them so much cooler to me. And
so it's cinematic, like as if you're almost like writing a score for a film.
Yeah. I that's how my head works. Like if I get lost in a song, especially that makes me love a song, like I'll put myself or a friend or something, and I'll create the story with the song as a score. And I love to watch that. Like it's just a movie playing in your head. And I think that's my favorite part about enjoying music that way.
I think you've made me really think about that naivete versus.
You always say it wrong. Naivete. That's it.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Naive. I don't even know if I said it wrong. I was just being fancy. Right. So being naive versus being like super deep into the commercial thing, which you could pop out a song like that.
Yeah.
And then snapping back and being like, hey, because I know a writer in town, I ran into her and she was like, I was like saying something about what I was learning as the rules from these hit makers. Sure. And she was like, why not say it twice? Like that was exactly what you said.
Doesn't bug me.
Where like she got to the point where she was like, I'm like nauseated by this.
Yeah.
Has to be this way thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool and a kind of a fun insight and interesting because the people that listen to this podcast, a lot of them are in the industry. And I think they're all chasing the elusive hit or whatever. What's your piece of advice to the person that wants to pursue the career in the music business when draws are like your first draw is like 30 grand and you can't live off of it?
Yeah.
And if you're a guitar player for somebody, you could get dropped at any time and you're not getting paid great. If you want to buy a house someday, Like things look bleak financially to me when it comes to the music business, unless you've been able to have number ones. And then those are really what you kind of have to have these days. What's your piece of advice to the young generation that are trying to do this thing, but they also see some of the realities of the fiscal side?
I think you got to be crazy, man. Like you got to be crazy. You got to not worry about that. Or like we've already talked about going full circle. If you're worried about that, it ain't going to work. You're going to get fired or you're not going to write the great stuff. Like I think you just got to have a little bit of crazy in you, man, and not have a plan. Like having a plan at the beginning is the worst idea ever. Like it's the worst idea.
Did you have a plan?
No, I still don't. I don't know what's going on. Just enjoying whatever opportunity you get. This town is full of opportunities. It's about if you take them and which ones you want to take. And as you get further along, you can kind of play with which ones you want to take. But at the beginning, you should take them all. And you should be, I always say, more important than the song or the guitar playing or whatever. Being a great person, being somebody people want to be around is so important as far as networking and just and sending your career into a chance that might work. You got to be someone people want to surround themselves with. That's first. Just be a good person. It's not that hard. You'll fail. You're a human. We're all humans. But if you're 99% of the time a good human being, that's going to get you further than being a great guitar player that's an asshole or a great singer that just nobody wants to be around. None of that matters. Everyone in town's great. Everybody can play. Set yourself apart by being kind. I think that's important. Be kind and crazy, I guess.
Kind and crazy. I love that, man. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming this way.
I really enjoyed that. Thank you.
Being on the podcast. And I've been a fan since I heard Drunk Me.
Thank you.
So I was listening to you on the way over here this morning, and it was just cool to hear what you've been doing, and I'm excited for you on your headlining tour. And I think it's cool too, because like you mentioned earlier, there's something about playing a certain size room where it's not too big, but it's not too small. And you can still kind of like make out the person in the back a little bit, you know?
That's my favorite thing in the world is that.
Yeah.
Clubs, anywhere from like 1,000 to 3,000 venues are there. That's the best.
Yeah. And there's this energy in that.
That's what music's supposed to be about. It's cool as crap to play in front of a stadium or arena. It's cool, but like there's no connection there, and they don't like it either. You're not enjoying the show from the nosebleeds, man. Like you just spend a lot of money. Let's bring it back. Do more clubs. Do 3 nights in a row, 3,000.
Yeah,
I think if you could do that, like that's like the dream, man, for me. And I'm having the time of my life again playing live music. It's been fun.
How can we support you, Mitchell?
I don't know. Go to live music. Go to a show. Come see what we do. I would love to see you. Our tickets aren't crazy. I promise we're still affordable. And I would just love to see you at a show. Come see what that looks like. My guys put in a lot of work every day and they're awesome. And we've really tightened our set. It's live music and we're having a good time doing it. Come see that real, raw, authentic joy. And I think that would, we'll start there and then spread the word, man. If you like it, spread the word. If you hate it, spread the word. It doesn't matter. Like that would be awesome to get the chance. I just would love for you to have a chance to see it.
Mitchell Tenpenny, it's been a pleasure.
You too, brother.
Good to meet you.
Thank you.
Yeah. We good? Is there anything I need to hit? Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. No, thank you, brother. I really enjoyed that, man. You're great.
Thank you for coming all this way.
Of course, man. What you got there? Is that a Hamilton?
Yeah.
That's a beautiful watch. Yeah, it's a beautiful piece, brother. Yeah, man, we partnered with them. I think their watches are great. They've hooked up all my guys. But
yeah, they're very
yeah.
Chris Locke. I don't know if you know
Chris Locke, yeah. I'm a nerd, man. I love him, and that's like.
You have a blue chronometer.
Yeah, I've got it's a Tudor. I got that one for the baby.
Yeah. I was gonna say, because that's a new watch.
I love the patina on the dial.
I think I'm gonna go to
Oh,